You know, there's a reason that we have like such dedicated people coming here. It's because they want to listen to good, better music, you know, like. It's like, it's just way cooler when it's super busy, everyone's dancing to the knife. It's just so much cooler than people dancing to 50 Cent, you know?
Over the past few years, Lucky has found its niche as Victoria's hipster bar, where dedicated music fans into obscure and offbeat sounds can go to dance. DJ Longshanks has been a key factor in developing Lucky's reputation, and after spending my fair share of Saturdays dancing to his playlists, I decided to find out how he got where he is.
I totally never had any intentions. I was just asked to do it, and I was just like a regular coming down like probably 2 or 3 nights a week for like a period when I was like 22, I guess. Oh no, 23 or 4. And Liam, the manager, he just like kind of got to know me, and we just started talking about music, and he just kind of inferred that I was like super into music, and his night was actually kind of like coming to a close. He was DJing Saturday nights, and it was Solid, or sorry, it was called Pure. And that was basically kind of when house music was kind of coming to a close. And it just was the right time, like I said, like, you know, there was like this big burgeoning thing with like indie rock, especially like Franz Ferdinand and the Strokes were huge, White Stripes were huge, Arcade Fire just came out, and I was totally willing to just go up there and play that music for people, and it just was the right thing at the right time, and so Thursday nights kind of happened, that was Hang the DJ, and yeah, it just was like, it was kind of a hit right away, because, you know, all these kids were like, you know, we can go dance to Arcade Fire, you know, as opposed to having to go somewhere else to dance to shittier music.
For many DJs, showing off technical skills of mixing and beat matching takes precedence over what they spin. Chris, however, lets his role as a DJ take a backseat to the songs he plays.
It is definitely one of those things in the industry I find that's definitely over-mysticized. It's totally easy, like really. Like when I started DJing, I was initially kind of freaked, but it's like, people like DJs way more based on the music that they play than how they play it, you know? Like, I've train wrecked so many mixes over the course of time, but, you know, at the end of the day, I can just fade one song out and bring the next song in, and if everyone likes the next song as much as the last one, they're totally gonna freak out about it, you know? So, in terms of the gear and stuff, like, I've learned it over time, and, like, now I'm actually, you know, I guess relatively proficient with it, and I can, like, mix and beat match and stuff, which is actually, like, it's a cool part of it, you know? I get into it, but, it's still, you know, you can just fade one out, fade the other one in, and if you're playing the right music, people totally don't care.
As a DJ, you're meant to keep the people on the floor having a good time. So for Chris, that meant learning how to read a crowd and cater to their tastes.
I'd initially just get up there and play anything. It was like Constantine's, Iggy Pop, Arcade Fire, techno, crazy hip hop, you know, I would play anything that was like new, and so obviously you like kind of get in like you kind of understand how to like group things together that work and whatnot, and but I mean, mainly it's like, the great thing about the place and the kind of clientele we have is that they've actually been, ever since I've started DJing, they've been pretty open to feedback. Like, people just come up and request stuff, and it's like, I don't have it this week, I can sort it out for next week, and you know, and then you see things that work, and now obviously after doing it for like 3 years, it's kind of it's not routine, but it's, you know, there's like certain things I can just kind of like read or like vibe on, and it's a lot like easier now. Although I still have the nights where I'm just like, what the fuck do these people want, you know? But those are just a lot fewer and far between now.
Lucky's clientele is very dynamic, and every few months, many of the regulars Chris plays to stop showing up and are replaced by a different crowd. This presents a whole new challenge for him as he has to prove himself again.
For some reason, a new crowd of people started coming, and I just really like made an effort over like the first like few months of that to like really like be on it in terms of music, like play all the new stuff and like play the total like big tracks that everyone wants to hear. And I kind of started like veering a little more like into like house music as well, like every Saturday night trying to do at least like a good 20 minutes of like just straight four on the floor for people, because that, for a lot of people, that really is what a Saturday night should be. And so I've got myself in this position now where it's like super cool. I've got to play 70s classics, post-punk, new indie rock, you know, and like house music and remixes and electro and synth pop stuff. Like, I can basically kind of like play whatever I want.
And since Chris spends most of his sets making everyone else happy, I wanted to know what his 3 favorite songs are to spin.
I really like playing In the Morning by Junior Boys and Time to Get Away off the new LCD that's coming out, the new LCD sound system. And Let's Make Love and Listen to Death from Above by CSS is another, it's a great jam.